If you missed or want a summary of Lamar and Dennis' first episode of the Fitness and Finance Summer Series, here's what was discussed. Lamar kicked off the episode by stressing the importance of personal growth, health, and maintaining balance between work, family, and well-being. He emphasized that prioritizing health can help prevent future complications. It's just as crucial as financial success. Lamar highlighted the need for planning, goal setting, constant learning. He discussed the challenges of juggling career, family, and personal wellness, especially for parents. He reminded everyone that sacrificing health for money is a dangerous trade-off, emphasizing proactive health and well-being. He encouraged a proactive approach to health, addressing risks early, staying consistent with simple exercise routines, and focusing on what truly matters: health, family, and purposeful productivity. Lamar warned against falling into the trap of being busy without being effective, highlighting the importance of meaningful productivity. Lamar introduced Pulse, a personalized fitness program tailored to busy lifestyles. He stressed the importance of accountability and emotional motivation in fitness. He also introduced the Host Network, a wearable tech-based project designed to track health data that could potentially impact things like insurance premiums. Dennis shared his personal struggles with prioritizing financial growth over health, leading to negative health consequences. He reinforced the message that wealth without health is meaningless. He highlighted how small, consistent habits, like brief daily workouts, can have a powerful long-term impact on overall health and well-being. Dennis introduced play-to-earn gaming as a financial opportunity where participants can earn cryptocurrency or NFTs by playing games. He explained the benefits of getting involved early in the development stages. He encouraged joining Discord communities to stay informed, collaborate, and maximize both the financial and social benefits of gaming. Next steps recommended by Lamar and Dennis. 1. Sign up for the Pulse Network Move to Earn Fitness Project. 2. Join Pulse Network challenges for health accountability. 3. Look forward to Lamar's upcoming 5-minute workout routines. Suggest future topics for upcoming sessions. 5. Explore other Move to Earn apps like Sweatcoin, StepN, and Sleep. 6. Join relevant Discord communities for ongoing updates, networking, and feedback, both the fitness and gaming spaces. This episode focused on empowering individuals to balance physical health and financial growth through proactive wellness strategies and modern digital opportunities.
What's up, everybody? Lamar Brown here. Welcome to the Money and Muscle Monday series. I'm very excited to talk with you. I don't take it for granted that you're tuning in. And so I want to get right to the point. I want to give you some things that perhaps you haven't heard or learned a lot about. Last episode was a blast. And I just want to thank Dennis for giving me an opportunity to speak in his group. If you're tuning in live on my page, my Facebook page, welcome. I first want to start off with a quote or an expression that is widely known in my institution as a trainer. And I'm sorry if you hear all that noise in the background. They're building a home right next door to us, but I'm gonna talk as loud as possible. I am certified with American College of Sports Medicine. They are a great institution in terms of really helping people understand, especially trainers, exercise and the body's response to it. And I just want to kind of share with you some concepts, some things that may encourage you to, let's say you're someone who struggle with embracing the whole process, the drawn out process of acquiring the physical adaptations that comes with exercising regularly, right? Maybe, I don't know who I'm talking to that, start and stop. Or perhaps you've always been in shape your whole life and you're starting to fall off the wagon and you're like, what in the world's going on? I just want to take a little bit of time to kind of talk to you and relate to you the best I can in everyday terms, the benefits that, or should I say, the physiological adaptations that comes when you exercise regularly. And so, yeah, we have a saying over here at American College of Sports Medicine. This is like I said, the institution that I'm certified with, and it's called Exercise is Medicine. And the reason why we say that is because the reality is, if we could put exercise in a pill, there's nothing better, right? The health outcomes that you can get that comes are just mind-blowing. We don't need any more research to prove that exercise is beneficial in every area of your life. We need more inspiration, more motivation, and most importantly, education. So this picture that you see here, says a lot, right? Especially this one in the middle here. You see this guy with this mask on. My mind goes back to, when I was in college, and all the lab work that I had to do was very difficult. But it was very also helpful, and it kind of reinforced what I already knew about exercise. But most importantly, it gave me something that I can build on from a foundation standpoint. What do I mean by that is, when I was doing these lab type of when I was doing these type of lab type of work, right? The lab type of work, what I would find is a lot of people, once they saw how their body responds to exercise, and over the weeks, once they saw how well they improved, it encouraged them to embrace the process. What do I mean by that? Well, for starters, you have to understand the difference between physical activity and exercise, all right? Physical activity is more of a health-related goal. That is doing the bare minimum. I always tell people, we have 650 muscles in the body. Do I need to convince you that we were meant to move, right? So unfortunately, we're living in a society, right, where most of the work out there is sedentary. So we have to be very intentional of setting aside that time to exercise, just like we talked about Friday. And, in another episode, I will actually give you evidence-based research guidelines of the bare minimum to do to protect your health. But I just want to highlight the importance of understanding the difference between physical activity, which is just random movement, right? It's just getting up, moving your body, getting the blood flow going, keeping the oxygen flowing, right? Because, hey, all your blood pools when you sit too long. And of course, what? Our brain and our hearts need the best oxygen supply, right? So when we sit too long, look, I think it's after 30 minutes, after 30 minutes of sitting, our concentration decreases, our, brain fog starts to set in, and a lot of other health issues could set in as well. Exercise is more structured, right? It's more geared towards getting a specific outcome. Like if you want more muscle, or if you just want to have a stronger, you want more muscle. If you want more ability to push a weight more or stuff like that, that's more specific. But in general, physical activity is just something you're supposed to do, right? We were designed to move. Just like you see on this slide here, health-related versus fitness conditioning, two totally different things. There's a study, and this is huge right here, okay? I'm just going to read it real quick. It says daily sitting time independent of BMI. I don't know if y'all know what BMI is. It's the body mass index. It just looks at your risk of having health issues, right? So the study is basically saying daily sitting time independent of BMI, smoking, alcohol use, leisure time, physical activity was strongly related to a cardiovascular and all-cause mortality in a prospective 12-year study. What is that saying? Look, all of us have bad habits, right? I even eat like crap at times, right? But the reality is, if you move, you can at least increase your lifespan, right? And the quality of your health just by doing bouts of exercise. And like I said, I'm not going to get into details about specific and practical examples right now, but I will in another episode. I'm just trying to give you some good baseline. All right. And this slide here, and forgive me, first of all, this slide is it goes back from like 2011. I had to study for a certification. And so it may look a little cheesy, but I already had this on hand. And so I just want to kind of explain to you what you're looking at, because you may not understand. So what this is about, this slide is about the acute response versus the chronic response with exercise. Acute just means immediate, right? So think about when you go work out, right? Or when you go run, or you go lift some weights or whatever it is, right? Immediately, right? You feel like hell, right? Excuse my French if I'm offending someone, but right? Your heart rates up. You feel, your chest pounding, your shortness of breath. You're like, how in the heck do anybody enjoy this, do this? I can't stand this, especially if you're someone who may not have a long history of exercising regularly. Man, it can be uncomfortable. And like I said, I saw this when I was in doing lab work in college, right? And just seeing how people respond, right? Your blood pressure's up, everything's up, right? So think of it this way. Think a lot of you people like cars, right? Or you like seeing a home being built from the ground up, right? It's a lot of noise, it's a lot of chaos, right? This is a perfect example. Y'all probably hear this in the background. But when that house is done, man, it looks beautiful, right? When that engine is put together and that car is assembled, right? It's a lot of chaos going on. It's a lot of sweat. It's a lot of difficulties, a lot of adjustments you got to make. But when it's done and you're driving it, man, it's a beautiful thing. And so now relate that in the chronic adaptations that come with regular exercise. When you exercise regularly, here's the benefits you get, right? Because like I said, we talk about all the sexy things about exercise, right? We talk about, man, I'm gonna do this 30-day challenge, nothing wrong with that, right? And I'm gonna shed a certain amount of pounds, and then we look in the mirror and we think we arrive, and then what? We relapse a lot of times. I see this a lot as a health professional for years. And it's because people don't realize those adaptations wear off so fast. Whether you are someone who's fit as a fiddle and you stop exercising within a month, you can lose 20 to 30 to even 40% of your gains. If you're somebody who's been sedentary and don't have any history of exercise, the reality is every day, every week, every month, every year that you stay in that category, your heart, because remember, your heart is a muscle. Your heart is atrophying. Okay. Now remember, if your heart is in charge of pumping blood and oxygen and nutrients throughout your body and removing waste, and it's atrophying, wouldn't that be a problem? So the chronic, and I know I'm elaborating, but I'm just trying to give you a picture. The chronic adaptations that you get when you exercise regularly, here's what you get. You get a lower resting heart rate. That's what the RHR stands for. So when you go to the doctor, your doctor said, I got to put you on blood pressure medication. You're like, why? They're like, because your blood pressure is too high. Your blood pressure is too high because your resting heart rate is too high. Because why? The atrophy that's occurring in your heart's getting smaller. Guess what? It has to work harder to pump that blood throughout your body. You making the connections now? So if you want to get off the blood pressure medicine, you want to remove the brain fog, you want to remove the insomnia, right? There's so many issues that people are dealing with. They're not getting quality sleep. There's so many, it's all related to the atrophy that's going on in your heart and your lungs as well. And guess what? There's no medicine, there's no pill out there. There's no medicine that you can take to acquire these adaptations, to make sure your heart stays strong other than exercise. All right. I hope this is making sense. And so, yeah, we see stroke volume just basically means your heart, your lungs, and your arteries all optimally working to keep you alive, to provide nutrients, to remove waste. Cardiac output's kind of the same thing. Blood pressure goes down when you exercise at rest, right? That's what we want, right? And then blood lactate, that's just like I said, waste and byproduct, right? A lot of us do what we call cleansers and detox. Guess what? What good is it to do a cleanser and a detox if your body can't remove it efficiently because your heart's not strong, your lungs not strong? I hope I'm not being too long-winded. I'm just trying to be clear about what I'm talking about. Before I pass this off to Dennis here, I just want to encourage you. First of all, if you're tuning in you are above average, right? Something brought you here today. It's like in my mindset, um, we all want to protect our wealth, right? And a lot of times we stop at money. We were talking about this Friday. We stop at money in terms of what wealth is, and the reality is, wealth is a summation of things, right? It's money, it's influence, right? It's connections and networking, right? Look, we need our health to be able to enjoy life, to be able to maximize life, to be our best, to stay sharp. And I hope this segment helps. I hope this segment highlights the importance of making sure, because look, think about it. You know yourself better than any doctor, and a doctor cannot do this for you. And so I hope that you all take away from this that you're ultimately responsible for your health. And now that you have this knowledge, even if you're not getting the external results right away, because that really does take 12 to 18 months a lot of times to really get the physique you want, at least you know that you are lowering your chances of ending up in a hospital bed or getting a avoidable diagnosis that we all don't want, right? If there's one thing I want to leave you with, is to encourage you and to remind you, when you exercise and you're doing this consistently, these are the benefits that you're getting, the physiological benefits you don't know about, you don't care about, you don't think about, and you probably haven't even heard about. And I just have this last little saying. I remember as I was taking my bachelor's degree in exercise science and sitting in these classes, I used to just tell myself, it's just too obvious to me now why 2/3 of America, right, is overweight and or in the obese category. And if it's you, look, don't be discouraged about that, because the reality is it's not all your fault. You may not have known this. And so I used to sit in these classes and say, you know what, everything that I heard in public in marketing, right? Everything outside of school, I heard about, just random eating and just, be fit, but I never heard this stuff, right? And I used to just say, man, if people had this information, they would, I think they would take their health a lot more serious. I'm done. I hope this was a blessing. I'm turning this over to Dennis. Thanks, Dennis, for giving me this time to talk to people.
No problem, no problem. And I just want to kind of go a little bit deeper on even what you were saying, but to bring it into the crypto side, I always try to make it make sense with the whole crypto thing, right? So, just like you were saying with health, this is stuff that it takes a while to get there. You're not going to get any immediate results. Could you stop your screen share, please? You're not going to get any immediate results with these things. It's not like you're going to get outside, go for a jog today, and then tomorrow you just alleviated all your health problems and you're good and ready to go, right? We understand that. We understand it's going to take a little while. It's going to take consistency. And I want to share that too. When it comes to this crypto, when it comes to investing, period, not just crypto, but investments, it takes discipline. It takes consistency to really develop wealth. And a lot of people give bad advice. So I want to be a little different. I'm going to share something with you guys today. Most would just say buy the dip on whatever random coin they suggest is going to be the next Bitcoin. I'm not going to pick on any particular coins today, but that's usually what we get, right? Just, hey, buy this coin, buy that coin. This is going to be worth a lot. And right now it's like meme coins is popular and people are risking it all with meme coins. And this is giving us a bad taste on crypto, right? We're not seeing a lot of success. You're not hearing the good graces of crypto the last couple of months. And it's because a lot of our main assets have actually been depreciating, that the value have been going down. So I don't want to be that type of hype guy that just encourage you to buy all these blind assets, well, buy all these assets blindly, because one day we're going to see higher gains. Do I think that crypto has peaked and that crypto is dead? Absolutely not. Do I believe that alt season could one day be, well, at least not alt season, but could altcoins be worth or value more than they are today? Absolutely. But if you're not an actual trader, if you're not on the charts every day watching trades, you need a way to be able to earn without having to worry about market manipulation, right? You need a way to earn without worrying and waking up in the middle of the night thinking, oh no, the ETH go down 10%. You know what I'm saying? I want you guys to find a way that you can just be consistent and still grow. So I bring you here to Bucket Protocol. Now, this is decentralized application that I like to use, and it has multiple use cases. The one I want to go over specifically today is with stable coins. Because I know you get asking, like, Dennis, well, what's the solution? You're saying don't buy all these coins until they appreciate. What do I do in the meantime, in between time? You know, if I do understand seasonality, I do know how charts move. And I noticed that in the summertime, the market kind of moves sideways and slowly to the downside. Like we never get a lot of volume in the summer. So what do I do? Just don't trade crypto the summer. Don't buy any crypto assets all summer long and wait for the fall when I might have a better chance, a better opportunity for it to grow. That's something. But another one is coming over here to take advantage of Bucket Protocol. Here with Bucket Protocol, you can stake your stables or swap those stables in the book and earn up to 12.3% APR. So this is with no risk to you. I'm not gonna go all the way into the depth right now. I want you guys to come over here. I have a link provided for you at the bottom so you can click on and check it all out. But I want you guys to actually look a little bit deeper into just staking your USDT, your USDC, or even your bucks, because here you're earning in SUI. See, that's what's different. You're not just earning these stable assets in another stable asset. You're actually staking a stable asset and earning a volatile one. You're earning SUI. And if anything happens to, okay, well, I need my bucks back. I need to go and spend my money over here. You can still withdraw that money at any time with no penalties, with no time to hold it. And the SUI that you accumulated throughout the time that you held it here is still yours. It's not like it goes away because you had to withdraw your money, right? So you sit your SUI here for a month or so, and you see you got about 3 or 4 SUIs to the side, and you need to withdraw that couple of dollars that you put in there, then that SUI will still be there for you. So I just wanted to bring that up. This is a nice, healthy way to approach the market without trying to guess what coin is going to be the next Bitcoin. You know what I mean? What's going to be the next XRP? Which one is going to take off and give me a 10x opportunity? Well, until we get those coins to activate, how about you just come over here and you stay consistent, add bucks on a daily, weekly, monthly basis, whatever you can afford to set to the side, and know that your bucks can actually earn you more SUI as you invest, right? And what you can do with that SUI, stay tuned. We're going to have more episodes, and I'm going to share more depth with you because that's what this program is. That's what we're bringing to you. We want to show you how to exercise and be healthy. We want to show you how to use the crypto market, and I'm not just a hype coiner. I'm not going to sit here and tell you what coin is going to be the next one to explode. I'm telling you that the summertime, we could see a lot of sideways and consolidation period, right? We're not going to see a lot of growth in any asset. It can go straight up and come right back down. We're seeing it happen in the market actually as I speak. Ethereum was 2,400 yesterday, ran up to 2,500, and now it's back to 2,400 again. It looks like it's about to drop to 23 even. Maybe it'll pop back up to 24. And that's what I mean. Ethereum is like staying in the same motion. So dollar cost averaging in the Ethereum, it could be smart, right? For long-term purposes. But what if we just dollar cost average into something stable throughout the summer? And then we use this stable money to swap into Ethereum when we're ready, when we believe that Ethereum will be more bullish, or we can swap into SUI when we believe SUI is more bullish. I'll take you that 1 second, and then we'll end it with that. Let's just go and check out these charts. And I want to look at SUI specifically because I've been a big SUI fan. I've been promoting it forever, and I wanted to come at you guys and just be realistic. SUI is bearish, right? He's as bullish as I am. I'm still a big SUI fan. This hasn't stopped, right? I love SUI and everything it can do. I believe the SUI is worth way more than $2.75. I do. But at this current moment, let me get all my little indicators out your way. I would be blind to not see that we are in a downtrend, right? So again, I'm not a hype man. I'm not gonna tell you, well, buy SUI at $2.75 because it's gonna go back to $10. I'm not saying that right now. This was a high and this is a lower high. At this moment, we are in a downtrend, guys. Until we break said downtrend, trade what you see. So if SUI is bearish, I'm not going to encourage, hey, keep on just buying SUI. Just keep buying it anyway. Even if SUI goes all the way down here to $1.60, just buy some more of it because one day it's going to, no, I say buy bucks. Buy bucks and earn more SUI, right? While you're holding your bucks in your wallet, you're still earning SUI. And while SUI is going down, it's okay if you're earning it for free, right? You're just holding on to your bucks, and you can still, again, withdraw your bucks at any time you need to go and do what you need to do with that money. But in the meantime, in between time, while we're just stacking until the fall, you can stack these bucks earn SUI in the process. And once SUI finally breaks this downtrend, you can use all those bucks that you've been staking all summer long to swap into SUI, and we can ride that ride up, right? Healthy practices. So again, we're not gonna become swole overnight. We're not gonna just be healthy all overnight and all our health properties go away because we took a couple of tips away from Lamar. You're not gonna be extremely rich just because you took a couple of tips away from Dennis, but you can start practicing these things and you can start seeing the differences and the changes, guys. And I hope y'all take this information and use it. Brother Lamar, did you have anything else you want to bring up before we go? And what do you think about the bucket protocol? Okay, I think Brother Lamar said the way. Well, hey, I appreciate you guys for.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was on mute. I didn't even realize that. My bad. I was talking. All right. So I just wanted to say, yeah, I stashed a little bit of money over there on the bucket protocol, and I know I got to go back and look at a lot of the great trainings you did on it, especially since the summertime's coming. So yeah, I mean, yeah, just if y'all don't know, yeah, I'm in Dennis and I are in same trading group. So yeah, we get a lot of good rich stuff, and I just appreciate Dennis for always sharing you know great projects, especially for the season,
Right on, right on.
Yeah.
So, like he just said, he's gonna watch a couple of my trainings, and I'll even make sure I share a couple of those with you guys. I'll share some links right under this video if you want to take a gander at some of my one-off videos, so you can learn a little bit more about bucket protocol and how to use some of the other assets and ways to use it, because it's more than just one. It's more than just a stable way. But once you guys get familiar with that, definitely take advantage and increase those accounts throughout this summer. All right. Well, hey, I enjoyed all of y'all. Peace, love, and abundance, and we'll definitely catch you on the next call.